Hello, Mr. Diesel. Thank you for taking time to do this interview. By the way, can I call you by your real name, Marco?
What? The guys? Say something. Someone say something.
Okay, weird start. How did you get your start in acting?
I had a gang in the streets of New York of 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and 8-year-olds.
Somehow that actually makes sense. Can I join? Are there any perks?
I'll give you $20 a week.
That's not bad. But how do you prep for these intense and emotional scenes?
A lot of my friends died while we were working. It was very dangerous, but I was able to incorporate that into my acting and into my life experience so that when I did movies, I could have...
That's kind of sociopathic, but right on track for Hollywood. Tell me, how long have you been doing this?
I don't think a lot of people know that my career started because I'd been acting since I was a kid. And by the time I was 27, I'd been acting for 20 years.
Now you're starting to sound like Steven Seagal. Speaking of which, who was the first big star you met?
Before that, I didn't know any movie stars. But Tom Hanks was the first one. And God, you're so beautiful.
What? Thank you. What about Tom Hanks?
God, she's so beautiful, man. Am I right or wrong? Look at her. How am I supposed to do this interview? Look at this.
Did you just say she?
So beautiful. Coño, man. Talk to me, baby.
What about me gives you a she vibe?
Wow, man.
Okay, moving on. What's with all the fast sequels? Don't you think you killed what made the first movie special by making 50 sequels with flying cars and ludicrous?
If Rebel Without a Cause had a sequel, it wouldn't be a classic.
I agree, but if you're like me, you probably knew...
I'm anything like you, because I love you.
I love you too.
Really? Look how beautiful she is.
Can we please do this interview?
How am I supposed to sit over here when I'm looking at such beauty? Come on, guys. She's beautiful. She's so beautiful. I'm in love.
There you go again with the she stuff. I mean, I'm not a stickler on pronouns, but I gotta put my foot down on this one because you look like you want to do something to me.
I'm in love with the interview.
Okay, let me just reel this thing back in. You play any video games, board games, anything like that?
Playing Dungeons and Dragons helped me in telling stories in Hollywood because you have to think so far in advance. So with Hollywood, with even Fast and Furious, I could think 3 movies in advance.
So what you're saying is you knew 3 movies in advance that they would suck. Whose idea was it to make the XXX movie?
His idea!
But this movie's just awful. I mean, it's no fun sitting through a 007 movie with all the good parts taken out. Not to mention James Bond.
In the 80s and 90s, there were movies that you can go to that were just fun.
And you put a stop to that real quick, huh?
Oh, God, why me?
I'm not sure, Marco, but who? Marco, you gotta focus.
What's wrong? Am I the only one that's saying it? Look at her.
Okay, I have feminine ankles, but that gives you no right...
I can't even do an interview with her because you're just like, da, 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 da. Right or wrong? Oh, my God. Can someone save me? When did this turn into Beautiful World?
Oh God, he's serious.
I love you.
All right. This interview is over.